Alright guys, here we have my 2004 Tacoma. This has the factory 5VZ FE 3.4 liter V6 in it, standard engine for this year model truck. It has the factory headers on it still. The catalytic converters have been replaced, which is nothing abnormal here. It just has some Walker cats off Rock Auto on there, both forward and rear cat. And then from there backwards we have an MBRP exhaust. I used to have the 45-degree downturn variant of this exhaust on there. I then had a exhaust shop make me a custom over axle pipe, and then it just dumps right behind the axle. I would recommend a full length or an axle dump on this as opposed to the 45-degree downturn before the axle, just because of some driving harmonics that you get with that. It's very rumbly inside. It's loud, which isn't necessarily bad, but there is a lot of felt vibration inside the cabin of the vehicle with that exhaust. So if that's something you don't like, I would definitely recommend getting a full-length system. Let's go under the truck and take a look at some of that exhaust. Alright, here we are under the truck and we are looking at the forward cat. On this vehicle, your exhaust manifolds, there's a rear crossover pipe that wraps around the back of the engine. They come together, and then just forward of where that O2 sensor is, there's a single triangular flange to that forward catalytic converter. We move rearward here, we have our rear cat. And then moving rearward again, we have the MBRP exhaust system. It comes with this forward piece of pipe that we're looking here that flanges to the forward cat. Very simple installation, 2 bolts and a gasket. And then your rear O2 sensor is going to mount to that forward piece of pipe that they supply as well. Moving back, we can see that we just use an exhaust clamp to mount that to the muffler. This comes with the kit. It does a fantastic job. Moving rearward again, we have another exhaust clamp, and then this will go either to your 45-degree downturn or your full-length exhaust system. Here we can see that custom piece of pipe I had made just for an axle dump right after the axle there. And here we go again is another shot of that over axle piece of tube that I had made. Let's go and do a drive with some interior noise, and then we'll do another drive with some exterior noise, kind of like you heard earlier. But before we get to that, I do want to note this truck has a 5-speed manual transmission in it. When we go into diff coast, we are going to get some audible burbles and stuff like that. If you're putting this on a truck with an automatic transmission in it, you may have a little bit different of a sound profile there. We're going to make a left here, do some regular driving, and then go over to the highway. So you'll be able to get an idea of what we sound like both driving normally on the road and then also on the highway. So I'm going to shut up here and let you guys listen. So here we are entering the highway. I'm going to be in 3rd gear here, getting on the ramp. I'm going to rev it out so you can hear what it sounds like when we rev it out. And then we'll shift up and just kind of cruise around 55, 60 miles an hour. So this here is a pretty nominal speed. We're doing 60 miles an hour at 2100 RPM in 5th gear. I would say this is a pretty standard speed for the highway. Some people get a little slower, some a little faster. The most notable thing about the exhaust here is that there's pretty much no drone. Granted, I am driving a modified truck. I have steel front and rear bumpers. The tires are all-terrain tire. They're worn. They're not bad, but they're worn, and so they're a little noisy. So the exhaust, like, it's got that rumble when you're on the accelerator. When you let off the accelerator, I mean, pretty much all you hear is tire noise, which I think is, the exhaust is no louder than the tire noise. I mean, it's enough to know that it's there, when you step on the accelerator, but it's not an overburdening amount.